mango, mango. Oh, sorry.
Mango, mango, mango,
Mango, mango, mango, mango. Mango, 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 mango. Kiwi, 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 banana, 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 banana.
Alright.
Okay. Hi, my name is Patricia,
My name's Avani.
and this is
Respective Perspectives. I glanced back.
Okay. So, Avani is our first guest speaker. So, how did we meet?
Oh.
Wait, how did we meet?
Okay, here, I can tell you the story. So I think it was, oh my gosh, it's been a year already. So I think it was around September of 2023, beginning of grade 10.
Yeah.
And it was during break, and you came, and I remember my first impression of you was like, oh my gosh, she has a white boyfriend.
Bro.
It wasn't like a bad thing. It was just like, oh, okay, I'll take note down.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
You're very, very American, I will say.
Okay. I don't remember, like, when we first met, though.
No, that was during that break. I remember the moment.
Okay. Yo, okay, actually, I won't talk about that. Okay. So, do you want to talk about your relation to this series of international identity?
International identity. Okay. So I come from two very diverse places. I don't want to say diverse, but very culturally rich places. So ethnically, I am Chinese Indian, but I hold American and Australian passports. So, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
I'm really grateful for that because there's two blue passports, and that's quite a lot. So my mom, just really quick context, my mom is of Chinese descent. She grew up in East Timor. She was born there, and she fled to Australia when there was a civil war. And then my dad, he grew up in India and then moved to the U.S. when I think he was in his late teens, I think 16 to 18 years old, and then grew up, went to university there, and then my parents met in Singapore. I was born there, lived there for 5 years, and I've been in the Philippines ever since. So give or take 11, coming on 12 years now.
In the Philippines?
In the Philippines.
Huh.
Yep.
That's so interesting. Oh, wait, so you've only lived in the Philippines?
I've lived in Singapore and the Philippines, but I will say most of my memories are within the Philippines.
And you've always been at ISM?
I went to a local Catholic school, ICA, in kindergarten, and then a preschool CPC. So that's about 2 years total, and then I've been in ISM since grade 1.
Okay.
12-year club.
Rah. Okay, so I was wondering, what do you define as home?
To me, I know the definition of home falls differently to many other people, but to me that would be my apartment here in Philippines, well, my family's apartment. I've had most memories there. I've been in that building since I practically moved here, and I consider the Philippines to be my home. So yeah.
Do you ever think that might change, like, the way you see your cultures?
I wouldn't say maybe my view of culture may change. I mean, that happens to anyone. But my definition of home, I've definitely contemplated whether it could change, because I'm like coming on senior year now. It's like, oh, university, will I be okay? Will I feel at home? Because to me, my, like, as I said before, my definition of home is, well, here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering, how has living in a different country from, like, India or China, like, how has that changed your identity and how you see yourself?
Ooh, okay. A bit of a tough question because, fun fact, I've never lived in either of those countries. I visited India once, and then I've never actually been to mainland China. So my knowledge of my cultures is unfortunately very, very small, very limited. And I think the reason for that is ISM itself. It's a very, very American school, and I think I don't want to say whitewashing because that's a little harsh. But
I mean, if it's true, then.
Yeah, I guess it does whitewash you, especially from a young age.
Yeah.
Because I used to be able to speak Tagalog really well, like almost fluently, because I've grown up around Filipinos my whole life. Yeah. And I think just coming to ISM, not being able to put that into use, it was just, well, I've kind of lost that language. I mean, I can still understand if you speak to me within a certain context, definitely, but I wouldn't be able to reply back in full Tagalog.
Wait, so if you don't remember like how to speak Tagalog and you haven't really had a connection to like India or China, do you think that you have any like cultural influences like that you relate to mainly? I'd say
That I relate to.
like, do any one of those cultures like impact you the most?
I don't know. Wait, what do you mean by impact?
Like, do you think that your Chinese heritage is like impacts you more than your Indian, for example?
Oh,
or like
okay.
being like living in the Philippines all your life? Do you relate more to the Filipino culture?
I think growing up specifically in an international school, you take up bits and pieces of cultures you find along the way. So I think I don't think I was raised or I stick or adhere to a specific culture, but I will say I have taken values or just, I guess, small things in general.
Yeah.
So like, so I have this really bad habit that my dad hates. So like, you know how sometimes Filipinos will pick things up with their feet because they don't want to bend down. Yeah. So I do that. I do that. I'm a little bit lazy in that part, and I think, with Chinese cultures, the Chinese culture especially, I've been raised and taught to respect my elders. Yeah. Whether it be addressing them with honorifics, speaking them a certain way so that, you know, it conveys respect. And I think I've noticed just within ISM that completely differs, because I know some of my friends talk to their parents really casually, and then I write to them I write to my parents in corporate style. So it's so like, real. Okay, all right. And I don't think my Indian culture has too much of an influence on me. Like, I love it really. I love it a lot. Yeah. Like, I love dressing up in my sari. I love wearing the jewelry. I love eating Indian food. But I think, unfortunately, neither of my parents taught me their mother tongue. So my dad speaks Punjab and Hindi. Yeah. He didn't teach me any of those, nor did he kind of give us, I guess, any sort of cultural context.
Do you know why?
Him. I don't know, without putting my dad in like a bad
light.
No,
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, okay. So do you think that like being like not just a mixed kid but like an international kid, do you think that's its own identity? Like different from just being mixed?
I think so, because personally I've never really felt I belong to a specific culture, and that could be interpreted as good or bad. So I do think it is its own individual identity, whether you're, I don't know, black, white, Asian, so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, international kids specifically, I know diplomats, they move around everywhere, specifically embassy kids.
Guys.
And okay, fun fact, I used to have a Singaporean accent. I used to have a Filipino accent. That's kind of disappeared over the years, and I think it kind of comes out when I'm speaking to people of that culture. So for example, if I were to be speaking to my cousins in Australia, you could, I mean, I don't know if you can hear it very well, but it's like very, very faint Australian accent. I try to hide it because I think people.
That's kind of cool though.
I don't know. It's like, oh, what do people think about poser? And then with Filipinos as well, like the accent comes out.
Yeah. Oh my god, can I say something?
Yeah.
When I moved here, because I was, I'm not gonna say who, but I was close to someone who's Indian, and being close to her the whole like every day, I gained like that Indian accent. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I think international kids specifically, it's really easy for them to pick up on accents.
Yeah. And then I got that Filipino accent too. Oh, that was interesting.
Very. Yeah. And I think that kind of molds into like what people consider an American accent. But yeah, no, you can hear with certain words a telltale.
Yeah. Landmark.
I don't know. I can't really force it out. So yeah.
So one more thing. With all this being said, and like about like you don't feel like you belong to one of those cultures, how do you feel like you belong? Like where do you feel like you belong?
Ooh. I don't know. I've been struggling with that question myself internally.
I struggle with that question too.
Yeah, I don't feel like I belong anywhere specifically. And I'm a little sad about that,
Mm.
honestly. I mean, I wish I felt some sort of belonging. I mean, you can see, like, especially in international schools, you have kids who've been everywhere, and then you've had kids who've been raised to one specific culture their entire life.
Mhm.
And sometimes I can't help but feel a little envious
Yeah.
of, like, oh, you have this community, you have this culture, and I'm sad I haven't kind of found the time to do that myself, whether it just
Mhm.
be research or trying connecting with like other people. Like, I know my Chinese friends, I talk to them in Chinese occasionally, or actually whenever I see them, I don't know, maybe it's either to practice or to feel some sort of, you know, connection
Mhm.
to a culture I haven't really explored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on this topic, is there something that that you think about a lot, like in connection to your culture and your identity, like something that like you think about? Is there something that you think about daily or maybe like weekly?
Yeah, I'm quite livid with my parents for not teaching me their mother tongue because, especially in this day and age, having or knowing many languages is just one super cool.
Yeah.
And it also helps out quite a lot. And I think it just helps with that connection, especially if you're heading to you know, that native country where you're from.
Yeah.
And so I missed out on learning 3 languages, missed out on keeping one,
Yeah.
kind of screwed up studying one, and my English isn't the best either.
I mean, you took Chinese last year though, right?
Sorry?
Did you take Chinese last year?
I've been taking Chinese since I was like 3,
Yeah.
but I absolutely suck at the language because, you know, during COVID, 7th grade, I didn't pay attention during class. I was
That's so
watching
real.
YouTube videos, watching anime.
No, I didn't either. Yeah, I quit French over COVID.
No, I was like, I didn't quit because I'm like, oh, well, my parents have invested this much so far. I might as well just stay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've kind of just been surviving in the class. So, yeah, it's a 6 out of 7 so far. So, yay me.
Yay.
But I think my writing test might kind of screw that over. I don't know.
We have
Thoughts
that
and
too.
prayers.
We have that too for Ab Spanish. Okay.
Spanish.
And for the last thing, for the people who are also struggling with this, I know you haven't figured it out.
No.
yet. I haven't figured it out either. But like, what would you say to them?
Ooh, tough question. I take my words with a grain of salt. I haven't figured everything out yet. But definitely try to explore, put that time, put that effort into figuring out where you're from, about your culture, and yeah, I think it's never a guarantee whether you're going to feel that fulfillment of, oh, I know myself completely, cuz I don't think anyone ever does unless, you know, you've kind of been raised that way your whole life. I don't know. I can't say. I've kind of been lost the last few years. So
Well, I have to. So.
yeah.
It's okay.
Make it my way down.
Driving fast. Okay. And lastly, we're gonna say you're enough to the camera.
Alright, okay.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
You're enough.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Oh.
you. Thank you. Wait, hold on.
What?
Thanks.
Okay.
Alright.
Say bye.
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 Thanks so much for having me as your very first
Thank you.
host, guest.
Guest. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for being here and for staying a bit longer than what we told you.
What time is it?
No, it's 4. It's 4.
Oh, on the dot. Perfect.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay. One more time. Bye.
Alright.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wow.
Alright.
That was
That's so interesting. I never knew that about you.